Hello 12 signs and welcome to my channel, the Queen of Clovers. I am the Queen of Clovers. My name is Rachel, and me being the Queen of Clovers, my readings tend to focus on life, craft, action, nurturing ourselves and others, and using our will for the highest good and calling with unconditional love and gratitude. This is my charismatic gift I share with you. I thank you now for all your likes, your subscribes, your views, your comments. You guys are wonderful as my collective lovelies. I like to call my lovelies, all my people my lovelies. And welcome to Aquarius season. Actually started yesterday on the 20th and it'll go through February 18th, 2020. But I wasn't going to do an intro to the season until I was watching the news, and I wasn't watching the news. I was kind of scrolling around online, and I told you there was a bit of defensive energy in the air. Some people felt they had to defend things and justify themselves and their opinions and their lives and just aspects of themselves that were key to us. And then I got on the news and I realized a lot of people being very defensive about things, but when you add Aquarius, is a very social season, the most social season. Everybody feels they're, let their freak flag fly kind of thing. And this guy this guy jumped out of the stands and attacked a wrestler that did an illegal move on his kid. Conor McGregor, 40 seconds. Nice job, buddy. The memes alone were worth that. And when I was in high school, I was the stat girl for the wrestling team, and this guy pinned an opponent in 3 seconds. And whenever guys were like, "Oh, do you have a crush on George? He can pin you in 3 seconds." It's kind of just giggly to me. But the point being is that, and then a bunch of animals attacked, and coyotes all over the United States. And one guy strangled a coyote with his bare hands because it attacked his kid. Another guy kind of got his kid away. I think he used a backpack to trick it to let go of his kid or what have you. Both kids survived. But dudes be feeling that energy. And if you feel that energy as I do, I cuss a lot at work today. I cuss a lot when I'm feeling aggressive. And I had a very aggressive day. So when I was reading the news, I was like, maybe I should talk about Aquarius. Because we're coming into a very social time where we're going to be out and about with each other, and we can't be like, strangling each other or attacking each other's children, to protect our own, of course, but, still can't do it. But the most important thing is during this social time and during the approaching new moon is that we need to focus on that Aquarius water bearer aspect. In preparation for, Aquarius season, I do go through all my books on all my cards, and I read the star card because it's the Aquarius card. And one thing that I've never picked up on before is that Aquarius, Aquarius is also, the star card is the healing card in tarot. And one of the most amazing things about that is that if they're a breath of fresh air, but when they put the emotions in that container of water that they carry, it actually purifies those emotions and, heals them and makes them light as air. And so when they pour them back, they pour those emotions back into the earth, the water back into the earth, it is healed energy. So let's keep that in mind before we attack anybody, and just remember, it's a social time. It is also a time where we want our freak flag to fly, because Aquarius is very eccentric, a little bit of a weirdo, but we love them. And it's not just your freak flag, it's your uniqueness, your strangeness, even your strange aspects that, I know Virgo be having a time. Air signs be happy as pigs and shit right now with being in Aquarius season. You guys had beautiful readings this past week, but Virgo be struggling and with those haters, and most of us are struggling with other people. I noticed a lot of the readings dealt with other people issues, not necessarily within ourselves. And we always want it to be about things that we can deal with ourselves, but of course, we're going to have issues with other people. And, oh, my poor Virgos. I do love that you guys you weren't prepared to have haters and still have happiness. Aries knows what it's like. We're the #1 sign, but Aquarius is the 1-1 sign, so they're like they're like an Aries plus 10, as in they finish things probably, and we don't, but we're great starters. But it's that whole idea of, you know, what aspects of yourself need to be out there. You shouldn't have to defend them so hard. You should be more accepting, but there's a lot of us that just don't always put it out there, and now we've lost that hefty big daddy energy of Capricorn, the heaviest it'll be this year. So we're moving out of that responsibility and that CEO and kind of lightening up, but we're realizing those weirdness aspects about ourselves aren't that weird at all. We're actually doing the world a favor. You know, there's that quote that God loved uncommon people, for he made so many of them. And it's very important that none of us are exactly like the others. What do we have here for my Aquarius season? Welcome to Aquarius season. I have at the start the Page of Wands in reverse, the 5 of Swords upright, and the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's just a desire to not move forward, not make changes, to hold firm. Even if we feel like we're in defeat, when we have all those pages in reverse, it kind of feels like that sense of, and they're between this defeat card, and it's, I don't want to move forward. I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to take in more. It's that resistant energy, despite the fact that we may not be living our best life, or we may not be having all the resources that we desire at our hands. It's that I don't, like they say, I don't want to take a journey. I don't want to be, it also shows that we're not children. When you have page cards, those could be children. But when you have these 2 page cards here, it says this isn't our first rodeo. But it seems like, even though this is defeat and being left out in the cold card with the 5 of, what is this? The 5 of Swords, defeat in reverse. This is, you know, a battle card. This is, contention. But we are going to lose something when we move into the 6 of Swords. Are we losing that much? No, because we aren't kids anymore. We know the game. We know exactly what the deal is. And a lot of us are starting over. And a lot of us are separated from extremely selfish people, or people that didn't believe and didn't think we were good or deserving or appreciate who we were through and through. And is it a big loss? Well, no. Sometimes you take the L. And, but you can move forward, even though you have to start over. Sometimes it's okay to take the L. It's like very adult energy, but it's like, I don't give a fuck if I have to lose. Every time a guy hits on me, it doesn't happen as much as it sounds, but it happens enough that, you know, I can get rid of them quite easily by either mentioning my channel or something weird. But you know, put that out there and let them process that and have to deal with that weirdo-ness, and just kind of hold them at bay. But it doesn't really, and it's a little bit defensive, knowing full well that whoever I end up with, and, you know, whoever's my Prince Charming, my twin flame, my soulmate, which I do feel they're coming in, especially during this social season, during Aquarius. I feel like something is going to happen, not just for me, for a lot of us. And of course, the collective energies online are that a lot of twin flames are pairing up. I've begun to believe that I may not be a twin flame, still a light worker. But point being, as weird as that shit gets, whoever comes into my life, I'm extremely well manifested in the 5D. Still working on the 3D stuff. It's slowly coming together, but point being, they will have to accept that part of me no matter what. It's one of the things that I was dealing with in terms of, am I worthy enough? Do I have to give up? Would I have to give up my channel to have my twin flame accept me? Would I have to give up reading for that? And I can't. All right, so the next cards we have for this Aquarius season, of course, we're not kidlets. We may be acting a little brash, a little crazy, as long as you're not, you know, being extremely irresponsible, such as ditching work, like you're ditching high school. It ain't no thing. But I have a lot of cards of remaining as is, and it feels like a lot of us came into our own in 2019. A lot of us understood the physical incarnations, the 3D world, which is very difficult, 3D world, at least for me, being an Aries. We came into the incarnations of the physicalness of being in our own power, our own energy, what that means in the physical world. So these are like, don't change. We can be poor as fuck with this 5 of Swords here and losing. We'll take the loss at the risk of not changing. With that Page of Wands and then the Page of Pentacles. We'd rather be ourselves and take the loss. We'd rather take the loss and continue to maintain what we've come into in our own across last year and now across the Capricornian season in January. Because this 8 of Wands in reverse, it could be a message, it could be news, but it's also the Jesus Take the Wheel card in reverse, because in the upright is it's a goal card, it's a planning card. It is the 8 of Wands, you know, directing your wands to a particular place, a particular target and what have you. But this is like, I am who I am. I am my Popeye, you know, I'm going to eat my spinach and just be me. And if, you know, put it out there, who I am and what I do. And, you know, if you are unaccepting, then that's just something else I'm going to have to let go. I don't have to beat you down. I don't have to jump out of the stands and tackle you for talking dirty to my kid. Even LeBron James had to kick somebody out for throwing trash at his child at the game. Ridiculous. But, well, he didn't have to do it. Security took care of it. But it still had to be done. And those people... when you live as your individual self, when you raise your light and hold on to that light and let what will be, as long as you are your own, you know, holding true to yourself, allowing the world to happen, surrendering to what will come, you actually dissipate the energy of the kind of people that throw trash at Bronny, or that, you know, cause problems, are selfish, are withholding, don't give a rat's ass about you or who you are, or even cruel. Absolutely unnecessary to have them around you, and they're going to be pushed back further and further into the darkness the more we raise our light. They'll either have to improve or goodbye. 3 of Pentacles, this is the work card. And again, this is allowing yourself to be who you are, even in the work situation. I don't think a lot of people know I read cards at work. And I did tell one lady who I thought was very open, and she hasn't talked to me since. Of course, that was like 6 months ago. Not a big deal. But whatever, I still cannot change that part of myself. There's a part of myself that must remain, whether you accept me or not. This isn't the part of self. I'm not a serial killer. I'm not Robin Banks, you know. It's very different. You know, it is the light part of myself, and it is, you know, you can look at it however you want, but it's going to remain the same. Even in the 3 of Pentacles, even as I master other parts of life, the 3D parts of life, even as I master that, I must let surrender what will be. And this card is a little funky. This is why I laughed when I pulled cards, because then this is the Moon card. One of the things about this Moon card, and it's the concealment card in this deck, but in reverse, obviously, it is things coming to light. It is the Moon coming to the fore. It's like a secret's coming out kind of thing. And are you ready for your biggest secrets to come out? The biggest secret is who you are inside, the person you hide from the rest of us. That would raise the light of planet kind of thing. It's very deep when you think about it. But if all of us, you know, it's like that. If all of us donated $1 to stop to heal Australia and the wildfires, you know, think about what that would change, how that would change the world. It's that kind of energy. It's the same thing. If, you know, if we all took that moment to pray for a single moment, if you don't pray, wish upon a star in that single moment, if we all did that at the same time, what peace would fly through the world, around the globe? And it's that kind of energy that it can't be hidden anymore. And this is a season, you know, Aquarius, a season to let the uniqueness, those eccentricities out. One of the biggest surprises that happens when you let these things out is how welcome you are and how you find your true tribe, and you come into change, and you come into your own, because you actually realize you aren't alone. You are a lot more accepted than you realize. One of the reasons I definitely started listening to tarot was because I didn't like the way people talk to each other, especially when I was going through a divorce and I was going through enlightenment and my beginnings of understanding spirit and controlling my energy. I had a lot of dark energy on me that I had to clean out to begin with. And I just liked it because of the way, the voices, how they came out, and the way people talked about it, and the way people talked about, you know, raising your light. It's not be good for goodness sake. You know, Santa Claus doesn't necessarily fill adult stockings in the Christmas. And, you know, you may not be a millionaire or billionaire throughout your life, but happiness can be achieved quite easily through yourself. And that's really what it's all about. And like I said, we can't all be, you know, Bill Gates or Rihanna. I would just love to be Rihanna. I'm not going to lie about that. But I will say there are certain aspects of these people that we admire, that their light is shining extremely bright. There's no reason we can't get our light shining just as bright. And no matter how weird it is, one thing you're going to find is it's not as weird. It really is not as weird. You're not as weird. There are things that, I mean, there are things that I deal with on a daily basis, being a reader, being receptive to spirit messages, that I'm not sure people really appreciate. I know I've always lost friends because I do bring up conversations that people are shocked about, that I later find out was I was basically discussing a secret that somebody had, and I really apologize for that. That's what happens when you're intuitive, is that you start, you know, you start bringing up heavier issues, or, you know, talk about something in passing, only to find out later that this was an issue deep in somebody's heart. It's why I'm not afraid to speak out so much anymore, because people just don't speak properly, and they don't speak the same to each other. It's so clean, it's so politically correct, it's so sterile, that we are beginning to lose, you know, the sparkle on our lives, and just having wishes come true and what have you. So it's and just believing, just happiness, just general happiness is a lot more rare than we like it to be. And this reading is entirely total acceptance. The last card in this reading is my card, the Aries card, the Emperor card. One of the most lovely things about this card is that the Emperor is the cat. And the reason I love that is because it's unexpected, it's shocking, it's very Aquarius, that alien, eccentric energy of the zodiac. But he still gets shit done. Do not underestimate the Emperor, even if he is a fucking cat. You cannot come into your own energy as your own empire builder if you don't accept yourself wholly, especially if you're keeping secrets from yourself and others. And I'm not saying you need to like tell everybody everything. I think one of the best advice I ever got from a doctor, a medical doctor, was that you don't have to tell your parents every fucking thing going on in your life. I know it's silly, but these are things that we need to hear. Oh yeah, my mom doesn't need to know about this, this, and this. And I am not talking about teenagers here. I'm definitely talking about adults. But of course, there are things you want to share with your family and your parents so that they can help you and assist you. So there's a catch-22 there too. I think I've riffed on enough because I know we are coming into a lot of our own power. I just can't wait to see what people become. We're going to see a lot of people rise up. A lot of changes go on. Again, when it is a social season, people feel ostracized and there can be some violence. The third Monday of the month is indeed, of January, is considered one of the highest suicide days internationally around the world. So keep an eye on your people that you love. Make sure you tell everybody you love them, and that they can come to you, especially if you want them to. So hang in there, everybody, and just remember, this is just all about opening up our hearts to the light, healing up. Aquarius is a healing season, and we will be pouring that back into the earth. And I really expect that when we move into Pisces season, a very dreamy kind of romantical season, we're going to be extremely healed, ready to connect with another even. All right, thank you everybody for watching. I know I've rambled on like a crazy person, but please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip or donate if the spirit moves you. Information is in the box below, and have a great Aquarius season, my lovelies.